took in Libya.
Well, it was the showdown everybody's been waiting for. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump on stage, 90 minutes, 3 topics. But there were more jabs than we can count.
And what we can count is it's 42 days to the election. So who made an impact on voters tonight? We've got a lot to talk about. Our team coverage, reaction from both sides here in just a minute. But we start with our chief political correspondent, Scott Thuman, live at Hofstra University tonight. Hi, Scott. Tell us the takeaways.
Oh, Alice and Jonathan, listen, this certainly lived up to the hype. A lot of people wondering how this was going to turn out, and it did not fail to deliver when it came to some of these exchanges we heard tonight. But we want to begin by painting a picture. Listen, Hillary Clinton was trying to say Donald Trump is someone who's reckless, he's dangerous, he's cavalier, he can't be trusted with nuclear codes. He hit her over and over again, saying that Hillary Clinton is nothing more than a career politician who has failed over decades of time to solve some of the nation's woes. We want to play a couple of the exchanges here about the controversial TPP trade agreement, as well as the critical fight against ISIS.
You called it the gold standard of trade deals. You said it's the finest deal you've ever seen.
No.
And then you heard what I said about it, and all of a sudden you were against it.
Well, Donald, I know you live in your own reality.
She tells you how to fight ISIS on her website. I don't think General Douglas MacArthur would like that too much.
The next segment, we're continuing the subject of...
Well, at least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do.
No, we're not.
See, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life.
Well, go to the fact checkers. Get to work.
You are on.
Yeah, so we also heard Donald Trump questioning Hillary Clinton's stamina, saying she is perhaps not fit to fulfill the duties of the White House and the president, and she used that line that you just heard multiple times, saying, let's get to the fact checkers, let's check some facts. He is not grounded in reality. It is clearly setting the stage for what will be a wild ride moving forward for the next 3 debates and all the way to November.
Scott,
Live in New York tonight, I'm Scott Thuman. Now back to you.
And Scott, if you're a Trump supporter, Trump won. If you're a Clinton supporter, Clinton won. The real question is, for all the undecided voters that are still sitting on the sidelines on this one, did either of them break through to win their support?
Yeah, really tough to tell at this point. These are one of those debates where you have to digest it, look at it, and see if it resonates with anyone, what the headlines might be tomorrow. Because listen, aside from that 10% that's supposedly undecided, you also have Gary Johnson and Jill Stein voters out there. In some states, they're making up double digits in the polls, those third and fourth candidates. If you can draw away some of those, then you might be able to make a difference in an election that right now is separated in some cases by 1 or 2 points.
All right, Scott, thanks. Allison?
All right, well, let's stay with this now, because it's expected that 100 million people will have watched this debate tonight, and among them, undecided voters. So the real question tonight, who won people over? Let's go to Battleground, Virginia. There was a watch party in Stafford, and Richard Reeve has been talking to GOP leaders there. Rich, do they think this was a solid performance from Donald Trump?
They say they were very happy with Donald Trump's performance. Let's show you what we're dealing with right now. This is what happens at a lot of these campaign events, the cleanup. But you can see there the Donald Trump tape right there. Let's show you some video from during that debate. And what's interesting was this was almost like a football contest. You know, Hillary would say something, people would groan, they weren't too happy. Trump would say something, people would cheer, they would be very, very happy. Most people here we talk to say they do believe Donald Trump won this debate tonight. Why don't we listen?
People do want to know how much money he's bringing in. People also want to know where those emails went. I think it's fair.
I think she's just attacking him. She's not talking about what she should be talking about her plan, about what she's going to do, and about why she didn't do it for 30 years.
I think that Trump won because he was very on point. He was very plain. He was right to the point.
Yeah, an interesting dynamic, too. You know, Scott Thuman talking about this, that inside the auditorium, they were admonished not to cheer or boo or to do whatever. Well, they were just watching it on TV here, so they could do whatever they want. So it made for a very interesting debate here, but certainly mostly Trump support here. Live from Stafford Airport, Richard Reeve, ABC 7 News.
All right, Rich, thanks. Now let's turn to the other side of the aisle now. That's where Hillary Clinton was looking to assure voters of her trustworthiness experience. The question is, did she achieve that? Jay Korf attended watch parties throughout D.C. He's joining us now live with a Democratic perspective. How'd she do for those folks? I got to imagine they think she did great.
Jonathan, at this particular debate watching party, you had to listen real closely because most people who were here at the Ugly Mug here on Capitol Hill were playing this game, Clinton versus Trump bingo, and you had to listen to particular phrases like email server and Benghazi.
They're expecting a Super Bowl type of viewership on TV, like 100 million people.
The Ugly Mug hosted a unique debate watching party highlighted by a game of political bingo. If certain words like Benghazi or birther are stated, a square is marked off.
We were hoping we'd get a good turnout, and I'd say this is better than what I expected.
At another Capitol Hill watering hole on this night, we found Trump and Clinton impersonators going toe-to-toe.
This is the woman that did such a good job in Libya.
And this is the guy who still hasn't shown us